Listen, I'm sorry, man, but I just feel like I'm missing something. So apart from keeping this place a secret, what's the mission? I need to keep people from going in the gorge?
No. You need to stop what's in the gorge from coming out.
The movie begins in a forest. Drasa wakes up and shoots a man getting off a plane. Meanwhile, Levi, a former Marine, wakes from a nightmare and heads to the beach. The next morning, he's called to the Marine base, where Agent Bartholomew offers him a job in Lithuania. She knows he is a skilled sniper with no family or friends. Elsewhere, Drasa visits her mother's grave with her father. He reveals his cancer is untreatable and says if he's still alive by February 14th, he'll take his own life to reunite with his wife on Valentine's Day. In September, Levi wakes on a plane, groggy from anesthesia. A soldier tells him nothing and takes his belongings. Near a no-fly zone, he jumps with a parachute and begins a long hike through the wilderness. He reaches a massive gorge and meets J.D., a soldier who has been there a year. They go to the West Tower, which runs on solar power and has a garden, water system, and hunting options. The East Tower is across the gorge, but communication is forbidden. The north and south sides are mined with traps, making crossing impossible. J.D. explains Levi's job: walk the west side daily, refill turret ammo every 600 meters, check fences, hanging mines, and cloaker devices that hide the gorge from satellites. Radio check-ins happen every 30 days. In emergencies, there is a panic button that triggers the stray dog protocol. But J.D. does not know what it does, only that Levi should run if it activates. J.D. tells Levi the gorge dates back to the Cold War. Several countries secretly agreed to hide it. Even presidents do not know. Levi's job is to stop anything inside from escaping. J.D. used to doubt the mission until he saw hollow men, creatures that screech in the gorge. In the 1940s, 3 squads on horseback entered and never returned. Since then, the military just keeps the area contained. J.D. leaves the tower and gets picked up by a helicopter, but after giving the password, the soldier shoots him and drops his body into the mountains. A month later, Levi is used to his routine: patrolling, fixing systems, and checking in on the radio, which always ends quickly. One day, Levi sees movement at the other tower. It's Drasa chopping wood. She notices him, but ignores him. During a stormy night, Levi steps on broken glass from a nightmare. While treating his foot, he sees Drasa watching him. She quickly leaves when he looks back. Later, Drasa spends her birthday alone. Bored, she fires her gun to get Levi's attention, then holds up a sign asking for his name. Levi says they should not talk, but she introduces herself anyway. Amused, he tells her his name too. She plays loud music, dances, and invites him to join. Levi says he cannot dance, but is a great sniper. Drasa shoots his water bottle and Levi shoots hers. She puts another bottle on her head to continue the game, but suddenly freezes when she sees something move in the gorge. Levi sees tree-like creatures climbing the gorge wall. He shoots one, triggering a landmine that kills many. Drasa joins in with her machine gun. They kill most of them, but one reaches Drasa's balcony. She shoots and kicks it off. More creatures climb on her side. A mine explosion injures Drasa's shoulder. When monsters climb both sides, they use guns and mines to defeat them all. The next morning, Drasa treats her wound and says it was her best birthday. Levi fixes the defenses, but a drone flies out of the gorge and disappears. In December, Levi decorates a tree and puts up a sign for Drasa. They start having fun together, building snowmen, playing chess, and making music. On February 14th, Levi finds Drasa crying over a family photo. She's struggling emotionally. Levi uses gear to shoot a rope across the gorge with a rocket. Drasa ties it to a tree. Levi crosses the rope, gives her flowers, and takes a shower. Drasa replaces his clothes. During dinner, they talk about their mercenary pasts. Later, they dance and spend the night together. The next morning, Levi returns to his tower, but new hollow men appear. A mine explosion breaks the rope. He opens his parachute just in time. Drasa grabs weapons and a parachute and jumps in to help. She lands in a river, cuts off her tangled chute, gets injured hitting a rock, drops her auto-ascender, but finally pulls herself to shore. Levi wakes up unconscious and hanging from a tree, with a creature approaching. He shoots it, frees himself, and lands in a sticky monster mouth. Drasa arrives just in time, shooting the creature and cutting Levi free. As they move toward the wall to find the rope, they are attacked by two hollow men riding tree-like horses. Drasa kills one, and Levi kills the other. Drasa realizes she lost her auto-ascender in the river, so they decide to follow the river to escape. Levi discovers the creatures are wearing old army uniforms, confirming they are the lost battalions. They walk through a forest full of skeletons and reach an abandoned town with mutated plants. They hide in a church where they find skeletons and the scent of cyanide, meaning the people there committed suicide. Suddenly, spiders attack. Drasa fights one, and Levi shoots two more. As more spiders surround them, they fight back. Drasa runs out of bullets, so Levi helps her reload. They try to escape, but hollow men break in, forcing them to fight both the spiders and monsters. Drasa smashes one creature's head, and Levi shoots others. Drasa uses a grenade to create an escape hole in the wall. Levi and Drasa run into the forest, but they can still hear the monsters screaming behind them. Since they are too out in the open, they move closer to the wall. They find an old door and go inside. It leads to a building that is also covered in strange plants. As they explore more, they find out this used to be a military lab. There are skeletons and an old generator, which Drasa turns on. Levi finds a tape and plays it on a projector. In the video, a scientist says it is the year 1946. This place was part of a secret group of countries that worked together during the end of World War II. They were trying to make dangerous chemical missiles. But 6 days before the video was recorded, an earthquake hit and caused a chemical spill. The scientists worked non-stop to stop the poison from spreading. The toxin mixed with the plants and animals, changing them. Being around the poison for a short time was safe, but the scientists were around it too long and started to change too. A woman in the video shows branches growing from her stomach. Luckily, since the lab was in the Gorge, the poison never spread to the rest of the world. In another room, Levi and Drasa find a computer from the late 2000s. This means people kept coming back to continue the work. Levi turns it on and finds out the lab is owned by a private military group called Dark Lake. The drone they saw earlier was taking samples for Dark Lake's experiments, which are trying to create super soldiers. The towers and guards help keep the secret. Levi also learns about something called the Stray Dog Protocol. It is actually a nuclear bomb that will destroy the whole area if another leak happens. As they leave the lab, Levi tells Drasa that coming on this mission was worth it because he got to meet her. They throw a smoke grenade before stepping outside. Suddenly, a hollow man's whip grabs Drasa's leg and drags her away. While being pulled through the forest, Drasa tries to cut the whip with her knife, but she crashes into a tree and drops it. She also tries to shoot, but she keeps missing because she's being hit by rocks and tree branches. Levi follows the tracks and finds the building with the bomb inside. The hollow man has tied up Drasa and is twisting the branch in her stomach to hurt her. Then he pulls it out. Drasa kicks him and unties herself. She grabs a piece of metal to fight back. The hollow man keeps overpowering her, and the snake inside his chest tries to bite her too. But Drasa does not give up. She cuts off the snake's head and throws the metal at the hollow man. It does not hurt him much, but it makes him really mad. He starts chasing her around the room with his sword. Drasa uses bones to block his attacks and lights a torch from the fire to burn him. As the hollow man screams in pain, Levi arrives and shoots him, finally killing him. The two soldiers hug. Levi checks the hollow man's uniform and realizes he was the first guard from his tower. Levi takes the creature's sword, and they leave the place. They find the source of the chemical leak. Strange, mutated creatures are stuck in thick goo. As they cross a bridge, they see faces inside the goo, still breathing. Drasa steps on a root, and when she pulls at the goo, bodies start falling toward her. Levi uses the sword to cut the roots and save her. Bigger monsters start waking up and roaring. Levi keeps clearing the path with the sword, but one goo whip grabs his ankle and makes him fall. Drasa throws a grenade behind them, creating a huge explosion. The monsters catch fire, and the flames spread through the entire goo-filled area as they run up the stairs to escape. After that, they search a nearby town and find army jeeps in a garage. They fix one and drive for hours until they find the broken rope. Levi ties the rope to the jeep, while Drasa shoots at the Hollow Men trying to get close. When she runs out of bullets, they switch places. They start climbing the wall with the jeep. It goes well at first, but then Hollow Men start climbing after them. They kick one off, and Levi uses the sword to kill more. Drasa finds an axe and uses it to kill others. One monster lands on the front window, and Drasa hits it off. Then a Hollow Man jumps at Levi, pushing him. Levi grabs the jeep at the last second and hangs on. Levi stabs the jeep's gas tank, climbs back, and throws a flare at the monster. The gas ignites, causing a huge explosion that kills the enemies but also blows up the jeep. Levi hits the wall and breaks his leg. Drasa helps him up. Since they are near the top, they cut the rope, dropping the jeep on the last Hollow Men, and climb back to Drasa's tower. While treating their wounds, they agree to quarantine for 5 days and plan to run away together by destroying the Gorge. Drasa kisses Levi, and he says he loves her before grappling back to his tower. The next day, during radio check-in, Bartholomew answers, instead of the usual operator. She knows someone used the lab computer. Levi denies going down, so she assumes the other person did. He pretends to accept the mission to kill them, but Bartholomew has already seen the footage and sends a team to the Gorge. As Levi and Drasa plant more mines, she writes, "I love you." They spot a helicopter and run into the forest. Soldiers find the empty towers and send drones. A chase begins. Levi and Drasa fight back, destroying the drones while getting injured. At higher ground, they use sniper rifles and trigger a chain reaction with the mines, destroying the cloakers. The nuclear stray dog bomb activates. Bartholomew and her team try to flee by helicopter. Levi and Drasa run, but the bomb explodes, taking down the helicopter and killing everyone. The blast throws Levi off a cliff into a river. Drasa escapes and hides in a cave, waiting for him. After a month with no sign of Levi, she leaves. Later in France, while working as a waitress, Drasa is surprised to see Levi. He says it took time to heal. They kiss and reunite. The movie ends here. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to our channel for more great content. Thank you for watching.